Hello there, everybody. This is Evan. Hope y'all are doing well. Making a quick video today to talk about some things pertaining mostly to the detox as far as coffee enemas go. I made a video yesterday talking about the three-stage enema. I wanted to kind of reiterate and also add some things that I believe can be very helpful for people who are going down that route. Forgive me, y'all. I just woke up. I slept for a very long time because apparently I needed it. And then I woke up, I looked in the mirror, and then I looked like I had just gone through like a major workout or something. That's when you know you needed the sleep. You wake up and you look jacked already. It's a pretty nice thing, but so it's more so it's not even just the look itself. It's very telling as to, sometimes how much sleep we really need and, you know. Anyway, sidetracked. So as far as like certain products that some people might be interested in or even apprehensive about using because of um, potential contamination with like heavy metals, other things like that. Really, the only best way to do this, like, I'm coming from a position where, you know, for a lot of this stuff, I do have to order extra things to kind of compensate, for like a mineral remineralization of the body, and taking certain supplements to help to um, rebuild the inner gut lining, right? So I linked those in my previous video if y'all want to go check those out. I'd meant to do it before I went to sleep, but I just didn't get to it. I was so tired. Um, but as far as like all the contamination and stuff goes, um, I do want to make this point. Like when you're doing coffee enemas, and remember that the liver is basically the workhorse of the body. It's incredibly powerful. It's constantly always doing the best that it possibly can. Like once the liver goes out, which takes a lot of damage to get to that point, and really, we live in a certain time right now where even if there were certain supplements you were taking that were contaminated to some degree, and they were like non-GMO, organic, or whatever. Um, think about like all throughout your life, all of the different things that you've already absorbed from your environment through certain kinds of like foods or anything like that. Um, Once you get your liver sort of back on track, let's say, your body does a really good job of getting rid of what doesn't serve it. Very good job. And that is the exact key point of doing colon cleansing, and specifically with coffee enemas. Water enemas are fine. Like if you just do water enemas, that's not a bad route to go. But I like the three-stage enema because the purpose of the first two water enemas, and the thing about the second enema, the saline solution, that will actually add some minerals to your body because you're using a saline solution with sea salt, the Celtic sea salt, and that'll also help to break down mucosal buildup in your gut. So it is similar to like a biofilm kind of a detox type of thing. So it does get rid of a lot of that really thick, almost sludgy mucus. And man, I did the three-stage enema yesterday, and like I I got rid of like it looked like this is good. This is gonna sound disgusting, but it looked like spider webs of mucus. I mean, think of like I don't even think of like Shelob's nest from Lord of the Rings, and put that all in a toilet. Yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. but it's very real, especially if you went through a stage of not treating yourself very well. But um, yeah, so um, some contamination with certain products. It's, it is an area of concern to some degree for sure because they're more concentrated. But as long as you stay consistent with the coffee enemas and help your liver to do its job, because the coffee enemas don't directly detoxify the liver, they actually detoxify it via dilating the portal vein, so it allows the liver to purge. So it's not really, it is liver detox, but it's sort of like indirectly liver detoxing. So when you lay down, you do the coffee enema, and you lay on your right side, um, which I would recommend for people doing this for their first time. You will at some point like feel a gurgling sensation right, like it kind of below your ribs area, or like right behind the sternum, or a little bit below. That's your portal vein dilating and purging bile from your liver. And the bile is like the solvent for all of the, not only environmental toxins, and stuff like that you would get from outside your body, but also metabolic natural toxins that, like dead cells, blood cells, and stuff like that need to be um, taken out from the body. So by opening up your lower colon, getting that main roadway flushing properly, you're already getting rid of so much more than you probably realize, and that honestly I even realize. Um, that's why enemas are so powerful. And rebounding on a mini trampoline is huge. Skin brushing is also great for stimulating the lymphatic system. Staying hydrated, of course. Berry fruits that berry fruits in particular are probably the best as far as replenishing electrolytes and stuff goes. And you can mix other berries together. Like if you blend them all, or you just eat like a various amount of like berries or something in a decent serving. I'm not personally familiar with exactly how Gerson therapy works myself personally. I do know that it does involve like juicing with like fruits and stuff like that, but some people are more insulin resistant or insulin sensitive, or I think you actually want to increase your insulin sensitivity. Insulin resistance would mean, I believe, don't quote me on this, but that you have a more of a difficulty processing even natural sugars like that, and if they're in a high enough concentration, might not be the best thing. I don't personally consume a lot of, or really any lately, fruit. I rely solely on like super greens powder in a capsule form, and a multivitamin that I found to have really good reviews, that is a non-GMO product. I believe it's organic too. Um, and there are certain types of multivitamins that would be actually, I would say, more harmful, especially if they have like added iron or added calcium, because the body actually, I believe, and especially specific people actually have a really hard time getting rid of iron, and that can be something having to do with like your body constitution overall anyway. But getting iron just from a food source, I would say, is more ideal than getting an iron supplement like the ferrous sulfate or whatever it is, because it's very not absorbable. You can't absorb it actually very well. So I don't think that the multivitamin that I have actually contains any iron. And I've seen a couple of places where, like just like doing a little bit of research, browsing and stuff like that, where I see like iron-free multivitamin supplements or whatever. And I think the calcium that comes from this particular multivitamin. I think it comes from like some kind of kelp or seaweed or something like that. And it's like 2% of your daily value. So getting calcium from just normal foods, um, if you consume like dairy, like an easily digestible dairy would be goat milk. And I don't recommend necessarily using dairy on a detox anyway, but using digestive enzymes with all this stuff too, like with your meals, will help to break everything down a lot better too, so that you can fully process everything really well. So I'm not sure there's a whole lot else really to say in this video. Just wanted to make a quick sort of follow-up video to that, just to hopefully dispel a little bit of confusion or fear or whatever, or really just genuinely wondering, about these things. It's not always just like uh, fear necessarily, because remember, fear is false evidence appearing real, and that's something that we can all tell ourselves all the time. So you're not alone there, y'all. I make these videos. I might seem to be a certain way and know a whole bunch of different things, and I know enough to know like my own body, and that's really the greatest gift that you can give to the world is self-actualization, self-realization. I do personally believe. So remember, it's a journey too, and remember to be as be as much of a child as you possibly can be in life in general, and play, and just have fun. I think that's something we tend to forget once we become adults, quote unquote, even though I don't really truly believe that we mature into true adulthood until we're about 50 years old, chronologically speaking. So really, if you're under 50, you're not quite an adult yet. So rejoice in that. Rejoice in that. I rejoice in that. We're just children of the Almighty Creator. So, but taking on these steps to make your body more of a living conduit for um, for the great source of all things to flow through you, you'll look back and you will truly thank yourself at that time. And so that's why it's so important to love yourself right where you're at right now. It's so important. And don't ever think that you were like a worse version of yourself, because you're actually it's not about being better, or all these different words like improving yourself, bettering yourself. They're good, but remember that that part of yourself, that version of yourself that chose this, is just as good and just as valid and just as equally loved as the version that you end up becoming down the line. And this doesn't even just has to do with detox. It has to do with life itself, existence itself. That's why holding space and holding love for yourself, wherever you're at in life, is the key, I believe, to be able to be of any service to anybody else who's gone through similar things as you. So hopefully my words have been helpful to some degree. And I'm going to do myself a little 3-stage enema cleanse, I do believe. Getting back up on the horse, the enema horse today. So very much love y'all. Until next time, shred onwards and so forth.